What is Mega Seg? Well, here it is. Mega Seg is a brand new automation software that we're trying out in the station this year. Now, it can be used for automation, and it can also be used to do live shows. So today, we're going to go over some of the basics of it. It's very simple, but it is kind of overwhelming when you don't really know what you're doing. So just take it easy, take it slow, and if you ever need help, you can definitely get in contact with me. Some important buttons you're going to need to remember: the segue button, the stop playlist button, the cue position buttons, and the break button. I'll come back to all of that later. Also, important switches: auto seg, events, and rules. All switched on. They should always be on if it's just an automation. If not, you should turn all three of those off, but I'll get back to that later. Now, you've got two columns here. The first column is the playlist column. Playlist column is showing you what is up to play. Where a playlist in iTunes is a big bank of songs, the playlist here is what literally will be playing. And then the second column is library. Library column shows all of the songs in the library dependent on categories or how you sort it. So we'll do that right now. Each song usually has a genre assigned to it from iTunes, but we also have our own categories. So we have a genre for heavy rotation, and so whenever we put new tracks into heavy rotation, we're going to put them in here, so then instead of putting a CD in, you can just queue it up on the computer. We also have PSA categories, so all the PSAs that we have will also be digitized, so you could do that instead of using a CD. And then we also have station IDs that are pre-recorded and are digitized and in Mega Seg. So instead of saying your station ID, you can record it and then put it in Mega Seg and then just hit play. Now, this is just in the beginning phases, so everything will still be analog. We'll still have heavy rotation CDs, we'll still have PSA CDs, you can still just say your station ID. This is all just a trial period. Alright, now let's turn our attention to the top part here. Now you see we've got two playheads, and on each play hub it has, they're all the same, both the same buttons: a start, a pause, stop. The one on the left, it's showing what's currently playing, and then the one on the right is showing what is going to play next. So if you wanted to switch songs, you could just let it go. If autoseg is turned on, it would just go to the next song, or you could just hit advance and it would crossfade it out for you. And then you're just right into the next song, and then the next song comes up, and as you see here in the playlist side, you see that Imagine was now moved up to the top there. Everything moved up one. You can leave basically all the sliders alone. The volume's preset, so it's just a matter of hitting play and pause. Now on to the segue and break buttons. Those are super useful if you want to do a live show. So the first step in doing a live show is turning off all three of those sliders on the side. Auto seg, events, and rules. All three of those govern the automation process. So if you were to keep those on, it would still be adding songs and station IDs and things into the playlist that you don't want. So first things first, you gotta insert a break. So when you hit the break button, you see that break waiting for segue pops up on the playlist, in the playlist column. So, and as you can see there in the second play hub, it's break, and so you can take that break and you can put it wherever you want in your playlist column. You can throw it after or before songs, and that brings me to another point, which is moving around things in the playlist column. Say you wanted to move a song, it's very simple. Move an ID or something is very simple. All you do is you just take it and you just scooch it up or scooch it down. Now if you wanted to get something out of the playlist, you pull it over, and if you see the little poof thing, you'll just poof it and it'll go away. It won't delete anything, it'll just get it out of the playlist. So once your break is set, the button you're going to want to hit to start it up again is that segue button. The big one, not the small one. So I did this in the longer video. I'm not going to do it here. I would wait for the first song to end, and then it would go straight to break. Once it goes straight to break, I would get on the mic, talk, and then hit segue, and it would go right into the next song. Now, if none of this interests you and you just want to use your CDs and your laptop, that's totally fine. There are a couple of ways to pause the music. You could just hit pause, which pauses it. See, it paused at 2:48, and then you can start it back up again. Or if you hit stop, it'll go back to where the last place you paused it was. So when I hit stop, it'll go back to 248 because that's where I paused it. Now, just if you want to do a live show, remember to turn off all 3 of those sliders and definitely watch the longer video because I break it down for you very well in that one. So thank you and have a nice day.